Taberne Talks, episode 4. Welcome back. Thank you for coming for another week and checking us out. We have a great realtor on hands here, one that is newer in the market, and I'm really happy to see that she accepted on coming on the show. Stephanie Arroyo, she's with Springer Realty. I've known her for a few years now. I actually knew her, I think, when she first got into the market.
Yes. Yep.
So it's been a few years, so it's good to see that she's still plugging away and doing her thing. I know it's not an easy market, so she's really going to give us some insights on what's going on, what she's seen. I think, I've had some leaders in the market over the last few weeks, as you know, Jim Roach, Chris Summers, but I think we really got a frontline person here who's seen it day to day on the Philly market, and I think she's really going to give you an insight on what's happening. So thank you for coming on.
No problem.
So give me some insight on your background. When you started, who you're with.
So I started in December 2019, right before COVID. I believe it started around that time,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Right after.
Yeah.
My first year, I focused on training. I started with Keller Williams Philly. Amazing training. I definitely recommend new agents after you pass your exam. Definitely come to KW Philly. Mm-hmm. They have amazing training. So my first year, I focused on training. I really didn't close a lot of deals. I believe I closed 2-3 deals my first year.
Okay. And that was 2020, which would have been the year of the pandemic.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
And my main focus that year was getting educated and preparing a lot of my clients and learning. So I believe I drove a lot of the lenders crazy, asking them questions.
That's
like
all right.
you.
It's okay. We can handle that. We're used to it. And she was on a very good team.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
Her mentor, which I'll let you say.
My mentor was Min.
Right.
Win with Men.
Win with Men, right? She was a minion.
We were one of his angels. We had a couple. It was Carol, me, Anastasia came along later on. It was about 5 of us, yeah. And he was a great mentor. I did like that Keller Williams Philly did the mentor program. Mm-hmm. I was more shy when I came into doing real estate. Like, I knew I wanted to do real estate and I wanted to help my community. I wanted to be able to help everyone. Before I became an agent, I purchased a home myself, and I realized, I realized how hard the process was.
Right, sure.
And how uncomfortable it makes you feel to have to ask someone for help.
Sure.
So I wanted to be that person that people felt comfortable with coming to me and ask for help. And I feel like a lot of my clients, we do create a good bond, and afterwards you even become friends with your clients. You spend so much time with them, and you're there helping them. I've gone through a lot of emotions with my clients.
I'm sure, as we all do. Right.
So you have happy moments, sad moments. Sometimes they have to take a break in between the process.
Okay.
And you're more than a real estate agent when you're working with your clients. You're a therapist. You're emotional support person. You're guiding them. You're a counselor, a therapist, and just a lot more.
And I think it's good to go through the process of actually buying a home before you become a realtor. If you can have that, then you'll give you background of what you're going to be going through.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you do have a background, and then you go through the process and you want to make the process better for someone else. So you know where there were some downfalls during your process.
Yeah.
So it helps you become a better agent for other people as well.
Okay. All right. Good. So you started in KW Philly.
Yep.
Right? You were here for maybe, 2-3 years? Or
No, I did about 1.5 years.
Okay, 1.5 years.
Once COVID hit, and I felt like I was very confident. I felt like I got all the education I needed. I was doing everything on my own.
And she was closing a lot of business.
Yes.
Which helped.
I was closing deals.
She was closing deals.
I wanted to go to a company that offered 100% commission. So that's why I went to Springer Realty Group.
Okay, all right.
That's the reality.
That's the truth. That's what we want.
If I'm doing all the work, I feel like, well, I deserve my check.
Okay, fine. I mean, that's, really what it's about, right?
Yeah.
Getting paid for what you do.
Exactly.
Especially if we do this full time. We're in the trenches all day, every day, right? On the weekends, at nighttime, I know about it. You got to be getting paid if you're going to do that.
It's a 24-hour job.
Right. So now we know you're bilingual.
Yes.
Huge. Because I get a lot of calls from clients that say, Alex, I'm going to refer you to someone, but you got to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Right. And then I put the call on mute and I say, I got a problem because I don't speak Spanish. Right. But I don't want to lose the deal.
Yeah.
Right. We, as loan officers, we want to do everything. Right.
Yeah.
So, but that is crossing the line because if we can't speak the language, so we ask for a translator sometimes, right? Like, can somebody translate for us or whatever it may be? But I know bilingual is huge.
It is.
I have a number of loan officers that do a lot of business that are bilingual. That's their home market. So tell me, how big of it is your business is bilingual? And then if you didn't have bilingual in your background, what do you think you would do as far as numbers? Would it be a lot less?
Yeah, I believe it would be a lot less. So I co-host first-time home buyer classes with GPass, and a lot of the majority GPass is on Fifth and Rockland between Ruscombe.
I know what's that. Yeah.
So there is a huge, like a larger amount of population that are Hispanic, and a lot of people go there. They only speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So when I co-host, a lot of those clients that just speak Spanish tend to stick to me because they feel more comfortable speaking to someone that they know that's going to understand them.
Right.
So even if 5 agents go that day to speak, they end up wanting to speak to me or use me as their agent.
Sure, because they're more comfortable.
Yeah, because they're comfortable.
Which is understandable.
So speaking Spanish, being bilingual is a huge advantage.
Okay.
And a lot of times I have lenders that call me and they'll ask me to translate for them. Or I'll have other agents like, hey, look, I have a client, but she speaks Spanish. Would you want to take her? So then it also helps me because I'll give referrals.
Okay.
And then
from other agents, she'll get referrals, which is
I'll
great.
get referrals from other agents.
Yeah.
And it also helps with Congreso. I worked with a couple of the housing counselors in Congreso, and they have clients also that they can send it over to me that speak Spanish.
Cool.
They'll call me like, hey, I have a client that only speaks Spanish. So,
right. So you're getting referrals too.
It helps the bulk of my clients.
Of the business.
Yeah, of the business.
And the loan officers that you deal with that are bilingual, are they to your speed, most of them? Or are they like, what's your feedback with getting a loan officer that's bilingual? Are they as good as a regular loan? I mean, like, is there a difference, or are you?
No, they are.
Okay.
My bilingual loan officers are just as good as any of the loan officers, and the clients definitely feel comfortable with the loan officers that speak Spanish.
Right.
So I've had loan officers that have told me they have translators,
right,
but then the clients don't feel as comfortable.
Right. We get hung up on.
Yeah.
Right.
Working with the we
lose that deal quickly. That's basically what happens.
Yeah, they'll call me back like, do you have a loan officer that speaks Spanish?
Right, yeah. Have a nice day, Alex. Thanks for playing. Right, come on. But I understand, and that's probably a lot easier for them anyway.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You, where are you doing business right now? In the city? You're doing business outside of the city? Where's 95% of your business right now?
It's been mixed. I would say a lot of it's in Philadelphia, and then I've had a bulk in Delaware County.
Okay.
And you do have people.
Delaware County's big.
Yeah. You do have people who want to go to areas that are being gentrified, like Fishtown.
Okay.
But
how are you still getting the? Okay, so I talk to a lot of realtors, right? Especially in the city, and they're having a tough time, right? They're telling me that listings are sitting. People aren't buying in the city because of what's going on. Whether it be the interest rates, crime, the mayor, whoever they're blaming for all the problems here. How are you still getting people to buy in the city and being successful in doing that in one of the hardest markets that we're seeing?
Well, a lot of people were raised in the city and they just want to stay in the city, but they want to own a home.
Okay.
So they might live in that area and they want to purchase a home. Like some clients want to stay in Juniata. That's where they grew up, and they want to purchase a home in Juniata. They just want to become homeowners.
So they're already here, basically.
Yeah. A lot of them are already in that area and they want to stay in that area. Or some of them are more in North Philly area and they want to move towards Torresdale, Juniata, or more northeast.
Try to move out.
Yeah, try to move out.
Okay.
So a lot of the clients are already living somewhere
in the
close
city.
in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're capitalizing on that by saying, hey, let's stay in the city.
Yeah.
And I'll just try to get you somewhere that's close to the neighborhood.
And then I have clients that don't want to be in the city anymore.
Right.
And
We know about that too.
Yeah. Some clients just
Where they want to go. They want to go to Delaware County.
they want to go to Delaware County,
Yeah.
they want to go to Jersey,
Yeah.
or they want to go to Bucks County,
Bucks County.
up Langhorne,
Out there.
Shamley. Yeah.
You driving all the way out there? Or
I do. Yeah. I mean, I've gone as far as Harrisburg. I've gone to Harrisburg. I've gone to Reading to show clients' houses.
Wow.
So my bulk.
I hope they bought a house.
The one in Reading. We put an offer. The one in
She
Reading.
had to think about it.
I'm like,
That's
no.
not good.
We put an offer
All
in the
right.
one in Harrisburg. We put an
Okay.
offer in the one in Reading, but
Good.
it didn't get accepted.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you still have them as clients.
But it's yeah.
Right.
Eventually, we did close on a property, and it's a good experience.
You know, it
And
is.
good
You
way
see
to
a lot
bond
of
with your
realtors,
clients.
and I'm not going to put down realtors. I'm going to put down loan officers too, which you guys will probably hate me after hearing this. But you guys get caught in a cell block, right? You get caught in a little neighborhood that you just want to do business in that neighborhood, right? You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of loan officers will ask me, how are you so busy still when the market is? Well, I just don't do South Philly,
Yeah.
right? I do South Philly. I'll go to Center City. I'll go to Delaware County. I'm licensed in New Jersey. I'll do deals over in Delaware. I try to diversify,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I have agents that ask me the same thing. How do you stay busy? How do you still close 2 or 3 deals a month? And I'm like, well, I work with any clients.
Right. You don't
And
pick and choose. You
A
just
lot of times it's the realtors that tell me, well, I don't work in Philadelphia. I only work in
in a certain
Langhorne
neighborhood,
or
right?
yeah, in
And
a
I
certain
think that's a
area.
problem if you're trying to expand your business. And again, I'm not putting you down if that's what you're comfortable with doing. If you just want to stay in one neighborhood, but then don't ask why you're not busy, because there's a lot of business being done everywhere. It's not just one area,
Yeah.
right? So you got to expand. I know you don't want to drive an extra 5 or 10 miles, but you got to do it. You know, in order to survive in this business, you can't just say, I'm going to stay in my own neighborhood. You're going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, as you know. So anyway, all right, let's keep going. So you're rocking and rolling in the city right now. What do you see the biggest problems that are people avoiding coming into the city, or why do they want to leave? What are your reasons? Like, what's your biggest gripes you're hearing? I'm sure, you know, I've already named a few, but
Yeah. People's biggest concern is the increase in the crime rate.
yeah,
Increase in crime rate is definitely one of the reasons why people want to leave the city.
how do we fix that from your point of view?
Fix the crime rate?
Yeah.
I really don't know.
You know, I ask that every week, and I get the same look too. They're like, dude, I'm not a cop here. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a mayor either. But
Yeah,
is it new? Should we get all new mayor and all new people to fix it, or is that the problem, or is it we don't have enough police, or
Maybe we need to enforce more rules.
yeah,
Like a lot of times it's teenagers after midnight or certain
Yeah.
times that they shouldn't even be out. So I mean, I know a lot of people might not like this, but maybe they need curfews and they need to
There you
enforce
go.
these curfews on these kids.
these kids are going to talk to their parents now and say, "Don't buy a house from Stephanie." That's a joke. No, go ahead, but it might be true. They need to be in earlier.
Yeah, because the increase in crime rate, if you look at it, it's a lot of young kids that are committing the crimes.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Okay. And when they leave the city, they're going to like Delaware County, like you said, Bucks County, Montgomery County. Are they affording going there? Like, because it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. A lot of times clients that are more lower income get houses that need remodeling.
Sure.
So little by little, so they have enough to purchase the home, and little by little they start
They fix it
making
up.
the repairs that they need to make.
Okay. Cool. I see it. So I ask this every week because I really like to get an idea of what, from the perspective of a realtor, because you guys deal with the front line, right?
Yeah.
I'm the guy that waits and sees what you bring us, right? And you guys are the guys who are out really hunting, and then we're relying on you more to try to bring us the buyers, because the front line, no matter what a loan officer says or does, the front line comes from the realtors. Okay, guys, You might say, I don't like realtors and all that. I don't want to work with them, but you got to work with them. All right. I've learned that in 25 years in doing this. You guys are the front line, right? So we know you see these people come in first before anyone.
Yeah.
So where are they going? What's the top 3 neighborhoods in your mind that you think that are the hottest right now, that are attractive, safe, that are, are places that you think that they want to go to?
The top 3. I mean, a lot of clients, when they want to move out the neighborhood they're in, they'll just say Northeast.
Okay.
I have clients that want to go to Northeast. And then I have clients that want to go towards Fishtown.
Okay.
Because they want to be able to walk to
What do you think about
restaurants.
what do you think about the value of Fishtown right now? Is it worth going to Fishtown? From your
there's been a lot of change in Fishtown. I would say it's definitely worth going to Fishtown.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for an older couple or older family.
Right. So
I think
younger generation.
The younger generation, yeah, definitely Fishtown.
Okay.
Is a good place to move.
Okay. Anywhere else?
Fishtown, Northeast. I think those have
Anywhere in the Northeast? How about I'm hearing a lot of Fairmont.
Fairmont.
I'm hearing a lot of Northern Liberties.
I do get some Northern Liberties. Not really Fairmont.
Okay.
Maybe it's my clientele.
That's fine.
That
right.
Haven't really asked. But my clientele mostly they want to go to Northeast.
To the Northeast.
Yeah. And Delaware County.
Okay.
So those are my 3 spots. Delaware County, clients that want to go to Fishtown, and the Northeast.
FHA loans, conventional deals. What are you seeing as far as a realtor closing these deals? Because I know you're doing a high volume. You're doing a lot of conventional.
A lot of conventional. In the beginning, I seen a lot of FHA. Okay. Lately, I've been seeing more conventionals.
Good.
A lot of my loans have been conventionals.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I prefer. I tell clients try to get a conventional loan. It's a stronger offer when you put in an offer in a property.
Right.
Versus
and a lot of people ask us that, like, why should I do a conventional loan over an FHA loan? Like, FHA loan should be just as good.
Yeah.
Right. It depends on the property. It depends on if there's multiple bids on the house. Right. We see people lining up. You still seeing bidding wars, or what are you seeing? I mean, you know this more than me.
Not lately. No. I want to say the bidding wars slowed down after July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So none of that.
No, my last sales, we didn't have bidding wars. No.
Wow.
And
so
actually,
you came in and won right away.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And sellers have been more open to giving my clients seller's assist.
Seller's assist
as well, which helps because interest rates been going up so high that a lot of times my clients get pre-approved, and if they don't get the seller assist,
it's no deal.
It's no deal. They won't be able to close.
Right. And I think in Philly, it's easier maybe to get a seller's assist than if you're going outside of the city. Correct?
Yeah. So I did have a client that we went outside the city, and we went to Quakertown, and there were bidding wars in Quakertown.
Right.
I think
as you get outside of the city,
because there's not a lot of inventory either.
Right. It's in the city that has the inventory.
The city has more inventory than out of the city. So whenever people are putting offers, they're getting a bidding war.
I see a lot of seller concessions, guys. What's a seller concession, right? You're asking for the seller to pay for your closing costs. It's a certain percentage of the price of the home, right? So, if it's $200,000 and you ask them for a 6% seller concession, you're getting $12,000 towards closing costs. That's huge. I mean, that could make or break the deal, is what Stephanie's saying, where they only have to come to the closing with the down payment, and the closing costs are all covered by the concession. Okay. If you can get it, it's a home run. It's not easy to get. No, it's okay. If you can get it, it's not easy to get, but it's a nice thing to get it if you can. So, so you need an experienced realtor who knows what they're talking about, who knows, how to handle that situation if they need to negotiate that. I mean, I know realtors during the pandemic used to cringe when you said, well, I need a seller concession, right? Because you knew that you had 72 offers on that house, no matter where it was. Now, if you say seller concession to a realtor, they're listening. They're saying, okay, I can try to negotiate it for you.
Mm-hmm.
the secret to longevity in this market? What is it? 'Cause I'm an old man, right? So my longevity, I don't know how much longer it's going to go, but it keeps going. But as far as a person like this who got into the market right before, what you said, December of 19, gets in December of 19, it's before the bomb. Then we go through the pandemic market. We come out of it now, right? How did you make it through the whole thing? And how do you keep going with the longevity?
So there's a couple of things you have to keep doing. My first thing would say just attend as many events as you can. It doesn't even matter if it's a birthday party or a real estate event or just something with a broker's opening. It's giving you the opportunity to meet new people, connect with other workers, clienteles. Even if it's not just clients, you can meet another agent. I mean, in my case, because I'm bilingual, if I meet another agent, they have a Spanish-speaking client, they send them over to me.
Right away to you. Right.
Yeah. And then you just
And
have
they may
to
have just met you.
Yeah,
Right.
but they know, they remember that I'm bilingual and like, oh, I've been waiting.
Right. It's huge.
I've been looking. I have clients that speak Spanish and they need a bilingual real estate agent.
Sure.
And another thing, just stay on top of everything. Even clients that weren't able to purchase a property when they first reached out to you, continue to reach out to them.
Okay.
And stay on top of them, because you might tell them, well, you can't purchase a home right now, but you need to do this, this, and that.
Yeah.
They'll start up and
Right.
they won't finish.
Okay.
So if they see that you're constantly on top of them, reminding them, they're not
like
going to
that.
forget. They're not going to forget that you've been the one helping them get through the process.
Okay.
They're going to work with you. So you basically have to keep motivating yourself in order to keep motivating your clients to get where they have to get.
So how many hours a week you think you're working?
40 hours a week.
She says 40 hours. I put a lie detector on her. And
24/7.
It's 24/7. It's right.
I mean, you accommodate your clients' schedules. Like I have clients that work overnight. So sometimes I'm sending them houses at 1:00 in the morning.
There you go.
Or I'm sending them documents to sign because I don't want to send them anything during the day because I know they're sleeping.
Right. So that's what sets you apart.
Yeah.
Because you do that, right?
Yeah,
A lot of
you
realtors or not only realtors, loan officers, title people, whatever, they're out getting drunk or they're passed out or whatever they're doing. I can tell you that they're not sending docs to people at 1:00 in the morning.
No,
so.
My clients know. They're like, you don't sleep.
Right.
Like sometimes,
which is great.
I mean,
maybe
it's
not for
not
you.
great, but
not for her, but for us, it's great in the end because going to the closing table, you're going to be a hero.
Yeah, everyone's happy at the closing table.
Yeah. Plus, you get referrals then.
Yep.
I'm sure from family and whatever.
Oh yeah. I've closed deals with one family member, and then I get the brother, the mother.
The whole
the whole family. Yeah.
That's great. Springer Realty. I don't know too much about it. So, are they pretty big or what?
No, so they're a smaller brokerage. The broker's Dave Springer.
Okay.
He was an agent like us. I believe he started with Keller Williams as well.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our office has about 250 agents.
That's big. That's good.
I mean, compared to KW Philly, I feel like we're a lot smaller.
KW Philly has what? It's every agent under the sun in the city with KW or the regular Keller Williams Philly down there.
There's a couple KWs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it might be better to be with a smaller brokerage, right?
I like it personally. I like it. If I have
more
a
of a
question,
star.
we definitely get. What do they do? Top agent.
I was waiting for her to
month.
see if she would say this, right? So I have a marketing guy, Anthony, which we're going to introduce everybody to as we start going week to week here. He just got licensed as a loan officer. So congratulations, Anthony. He's going to be on my team. But a young guy, ready to roll, but he's doing all my social media marketing right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And he obviously looked you up, and she is a top producer every other month here in Springer.
Yeah.
And they announce it.
Yeah, they do.
On
and
social media. And I think that's what's big about a smaller brokerage is that you get a top producer.
And when you get acknowledged as being a top producer, I feel like it makes you more competitive. Like, I want to be top producer next month too.
Right. You want to do it again. And
Yeah.
you can do it because there's not that much competition versus what you have in a KW.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. How do you be you got to close a certain amount of units or what?
So I guess
or is it volume or how do they do it?
I guess they do
or volume and units?
Volume and units.
And units.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're a top producer depending on the amount that you sold that month
Yeah.
and the number of units you sold that month.
Okay.
Yeah.
The interest rates, right? So I hear it every day, guys. What's the interest rate? How come they're so high? How much have the interest rates affected you and your market, right? So you went through 2% and 3%.
Yeah.
You were loving it.
Yeah.
We were all loving it.
2-3%.
But that went away, unfortunately, as we got into 2022 and obviously all of 2023. So, we're grappling with 8% interest rates right now. I've been doing some 8.5s, 8.25. So we're high. Sevens if you're lucky on a good day,
Yeah.
but a lot of eights. So what do you think that's affected your clients? You have a lot of people getting cold feet. You have a lot of people backing out of deals. What's going on?
So I have a lot of clients that tell me, well, I want to wait till interest rate goes down. So it's the interest rate being up, I guess it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. So right now there's no competition. And one of the biggest reasons is because the interest rate is so high.
Sure.
And it's scaring a lot of clients.
Okay.
So I tell my clients, get the house now. There is no competition. You don't have to overoffer and you can get seller's assist.
Okay.
Versus waiting till interest rate goes down, then you have a bunch of people putting in offers. You have bidding wars.
Right.
And then you're not
We're gonna
likely
go right
to
back
get
to
the
the market
house
that we
you
were in.
want.
Right.
Yeah. So get the house now, then refinance later and get the lower interest rate.
What is it? Date the rate or date the house, marry the house, date the rate, something like that. I don't know. All these jargon things that are going on right now. Probably everybody's laughing at me for saying that, but it's marry the house, date the rate. You're going to refinance,
Yeah.
but you're going to stay in the house forever. Basically, is the gist of it.
The house is yours.
The house
Once
is yours,
the house
right?
is yours.
You can always get rid of the rate.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people don't like that, even though they don't like these payments. No one likes a payment that's in the 3 years or $4,000 a month. Obviously, they want to see these payments under $2,000. Somebody comes to me and says, "I need a payment of $1,500 a month." That's tough.
It is tougher. I've had clients who've gotten pre-approved and we have to shop around for $20,000, $30,000 less than their pre-approval because of the interest rate going up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm a new realtor getting in the market. What do I do? Like, what are your tips for a new realtor that's coming in this market? Which is it's not what you came into.
No.
Right? It's in a whole new world now. It's a new landscape.
My biggest thing is educate yourself.
Okay.
Definitely educate yourself before you go out into the market.
Okay.
Because clients do drill you with a lot of questions.
You think?
And
Right?
And if someone speaks about their experience with their agent and then they speak about their experience with you and you're a new agent, I feel like people always compare.
Yeah.
So if you educate yourself, you have more knowledge and you're able to actually help your client more too. Like
Do I need to go on a team or can I just do it on my own?
you don't have to go on a team necessarily. I mean, if you work better in a team, go ahead, go in a team. I never worked in a team with men. He was my mentor. And I felt like we did have a team because we had each other to ask for advice or suggestions. And we still do to this day. We still reach out to each other.
Oh, he's that kind of guy. Yeah, he is. He's approachable.
He is.
I know him. He's an approachable person. He's not condescending or cocky. He's very, he helps his people as far as training, right?
He does. He helps everyone. He helps you feel confident as well.
Sure.
When I started, I was shy, and men definitely got me out my show.
Good.
He had me practice speaking, and even with the photo shoots, like I feel like he does help new agents. So definitely, that's one thing I would suggest to new agents. If you have the opportunity to get a mentor, get a mentor.
Okay. How long is it going to take a new agent to make, like, you get in this market right now? Is it going to be a year or two? Do you think for an agent to see real money right now, or you just get lucky?
No, I don't think it would take a year or two. It's not, even though interest rate is high, it's not a bad market.
Okay.
You still have the opportunity to make a good amount of deals in the year.
Yeah, see, she's not hiding. And this is what I'm talking about, of why we have her on tonight because she's not hiding from the market. She's attacking, right? She's saying it's not a bad market. There's still deals being done. Go on her social media. She's not lying. There's still deals being done.
Yeah.
You know, she's still posting closings as of this week that are popping up. So it's still happening. It's just, do you want to go out there and get it? Or do you want to just sit and say, oh, well, the interest rates are 8% and 8.5%, and oh, this market stinks and I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta just keep
It's
going.
still out there. Just keep going. If there's something that's stopping your client from closing, just try to find a way to make it work. And if your client needs more funds, there's plenty of funds out here for closing as well.
All right, so let's give some shout outs to some of the vendors that you use. Who is a person like you who consistently closes lots of deals, right? So we're not talking about one deal a month, we're talking lots. So she uses a lot of people, right? So she uses, and I'm not talking about loan officers. I don't want to go there. All right.
Title
Loan officers. Let's pass on that subject, right? Let's go to title companies and maybe inspectors and insurance companies and things like that. Do you have a close group of people that you use?
I do.
Okay.
For home inspections, I use Chris Eslinger.
Okay. What company is he with? Do you know or no?
He's by himself.
Okay.
His company is called Inspect All Homes. He's very affordable with my clients. He sits there, he walks through the whole process and explains everything to my clients. He's able to sometimes he gives them suggestions on how to repair certain things.
Awesome.
And if we have a question later on, or if we need him to go back and do a final inspection before we close, he's very flexible.
He's on. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So that's my inspector guy.
Awesome. So you see these people, they have circles.
Yeah, I do.
Right? They don't just throw them out and say, oh, well, no. She knows who she's going to, and that's what you need to do. You need to have a team of people that you can trust to get you to closing. She can talk to these people off the books, on the books, whatever. So keep going.
My second, if he's not available, I use Eagle.
Okay. I know Eagle.
Inspection.
Well, who's the guy there again with Eagle?
There's a couple. They
There's one of
them.
Eric Schardinger, I think, is with Eagle.
Eric, and there's another one. I don't know if his name was Joe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure. But that's my second go-to for home inspections.
Okay.
Title company, I always use City Abstract.
City Abstract.
Rachel.
There it is.
Rachel's my girl.
Okay.
Her girls in the office are amazing.
Awesome.
Melissa.
I know Greg Rego very well. He's the owner or part owner anyway.
For City Abstract.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They also help funding. Last year we did, was it the health fair for GPass, and they donated money to the health to GPass for the health fair.
How much of your success do you think is from these types of companies like this title, like City Abstract? Like, are they a big part of your success?
They are, because they make the closing process so easy for my clients and for myself.
Okay.
So we're able to close. I've tried closing in the beginning. I feel like in the beginning you're kind of forming your circle and who you work with.
Right, who you can trust.
So if I work with a title company and I didn't like how it came out, or it's also the way the workers communicated with you. If that's not working out, especially communication, it's a big factor.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to work with them again.
Right.
Versus with City Abstract, they're on top of everything. My settlement notices go out before I even ask for it. So the girls are on top of everything.
They're on their game.
Yeah.
No doubt. They run a tight ship over there. I know they do. I've dealt with them. Like I said, I know the owner very well. I know Christian too. They're good people. So that's good. How about homeowners insurance?
Homeowners insurance. I have a couple of people I use, but I try to let the clients, they usually like to use whoever their auto insurance is.
Okay. So they bundle it together.
They bundle it because they get a cheaper rate. For now, I think I've been using Allstate a lot.
With homeowners insurance right now, guys, you have to shop around, right? These rates are coming in really high, and they're killing deals. The homeowners insurance rates used to be, $1,200, $1,300 a year. Now I'm looking at $1,500, $1,800, and $2,000 a year in homeowners insurance, if not higher. A lot of them are over $2,000 a year, and that throws their debt to income ratios up, which throws the payment up.
Yep.
And I think it gives people cold feet then.
It does. Then the higher your mortgage, your homeowner's insurance, it's going to increase your mortgage as well.
Yeah.
And clients will ask, like, well, why was my mortgage going to be this amount and now it's this amount?
The homeowner's insurance plays
So
a
I
big.
tell them to shop around. And a lot of times you should tell them as soon as you go under contract because it gives them time to shop around where they're not doing it last minute and
Yeah.
rushing
Right.
to whatever they find.
Okay. All right, so I got a good one for you, right? Because we do our research at Taberne Talks. We know what's going on the street. We see what these realtors are doing. That's why we have them on every week, because we research, their taglines and their the ways of what they do. So you say you're a matchmaker, right? Right. She already knows where I'm going. This is funny, right? So you say you're a matchmaker, right? But not a salesperson, right? So which is great. I love the tagline. Awesome. But what is the difference, right? What's the difference between being a matchmaker and not a salesperson? Because that is a difference.
I don't want to just sell you a home. I want you to fall in love with
There
the
you
home.
go. Right. That wasn't staged either. That was came right off the top of her head. Salesy people, right? So in real estate, I'm sure people know right away if you're coming off as a salesperson versus being an actual person that cares.
Yeah.
Right. And that doesn't work.
It doesn't. Clients know right away. I don't want to push my clients into making a decision. And I've had clients who are like, well, they'll look at houses for like 6 months and then one weekend we'll go out and they're like, oh, I'll just put an offer in this house. And you can tell when the person is they feel frustrated and this is not really the house they love.
Yeah.
So I'll take a step back and be like, do you really want this house?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, I just feel frustrated. So like I knew right away this is why they just wanted to put an offer. And I'm like, why don't we take a break? If this is not really the house that you love, let's take a break and we can go back, look at their houses.
That's good. You should do that.
Yeah. And
Because if you push them too much, then you're going to lose them.
And then they regret it. They get, homeowner's remorse?
Right.
They get homeowner's remorse and it doesn't look.
And then when they do come back into the market, they don't call you.
No, they won't.
Right. They go to another realtor.
I had a client who bought a home, sold a home, bought another one with me. And I was surprised that she called me back for each one. But obviously I did a great job each time I worked with her.
That's great.
And I've only been an agent for going on 4 years now.
And how much of your business is repeat business, do you think? Percentage-wise?
The majority is repeated business. Like my clients, once they buy a house, if they're going to sell that house, they'll call me back to sell it.
So you're getting that deal.
Yeah.
Or you're getting somebody in their family.
I've definitely gotten a lot of family. Like
and their friends and all that.
I feel like I know a lot of my clients' families. Right. The mom, the brothers, the sisters. Yeah.
Do they have housewarming parties and stuff like that?
Yeah,
you get invited
they do.
To, or?
I get invited to the housewarming parties.
There you go. Right. So how come I can't come on into these parties? I don't get invited to anything. Right. I'm just, thanks, Alex. Great. Have a nice life. On to the next deal. But that's awesome. That means they liked you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think if you don't treat people good, and I think there's unfortunately a lot of realtors and loan officers that are very transactional. They do only care about getting to the next deal. And if you do that, you'll lose those people wanting to come back to you once they do actually sell, like you said, or buy a second home, an investment property. I'm sure you get a lot of investment buyers too.
Yeah.
You did them, and now they want to buy an investment.
Yep.
Those
are a lot of the repeated clients. The investors, once you do a good job with one investment property, just keep going from there.
Yeah. So I got a big one right now. This one's just off the top of my head from what I saw today and what I'm seeing every day. Communication. So communication right now seems like it's at an all-time low. What I mean by that is, we're not, you send a text message to whether it be a loan officer, a realtor, the title company, the client, a lot of people not responding. A lot of, people going ghost. If you're buying a house, you got to respond that day, right? And more likely, you should respond within an hour. Maybe not even that day. You're buying a house is the biggest thing that you're doing in your life, right? So one of your biggest purchases of your life, right? So do you see it? People it doesn't seem like it. Like people will sign a contract and then they're not responding, right? To get the paperwork to me or to you to get the deal closed. Right?
Yeah.
Or you can't get a hold of anybody at a let's say at a title company, or you can't get a hold of, the loan officer, or I can't get a hold of you. A lot of realtors not picking up their phones and not responding to. I think there's a big communication issue. I don't know if you're seeing that.
Yeah, and that's when I become a stalker.
Right.
If you don't answer your phone, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna email you.
You're going to blow them up. I mean, listen, that's the honest truth. And you get them then.
Yeah, you do get them. I mean, with everybody, other agents, the loan officers, the clients themselves. So that's another thing why I feel like it's good to create a bond with your clients because you know their schedule. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they might be away for that week, and that's why they're not answering the phone, or they're at work, so they won't answer you. Or
They got
that work overnight.
They shouldn't go on vacation the weekend after they signed a contract.
Yeah, I hope not. But
I just had to throw that out there.
Sometimes it's just planned already.
Yeah, right,
So.
right. Sometimes it's just plan it, and then they let you know. But a lot of people go on vacation and not letting you know. Mm-hmm. Like they'll sign the contract and then they'll just say, "Oh, by the way, I was going on vacation too at the same time." That hurts. I had one that switched jobs this week, the week of closing.
Oh, that hurts.
Right. So tell me, do you your loan officer should be telling them don't switch jobs while they're buying a home, right?
Yeah.
But are you coming in, you're on your own spin to your clients up front and saying, listen, don't buy anything, don't buy a home, or are you reiterating that?
I do. I reiterate. I repeat everything. I told them not to switch jobs. I told them not to pull up with a new car.
Which they do anyway.
I had one client do that. I had one client buy a car after we were working like 6 months.
Did that kill the deal? Or?
Yeah, it did.
It killed the deal.
It killed the deal, yeah.
That's terrible.
After working, we went under contract and we're trying to close for like 6 months, and she bought a car, so we weren't able to close.
See what I mean? If you buy a car, you got to let your loan officer know, right? You got to let your realtor know because it could kill the deal. And that deal that you worked on so hard to get, you beat out 20 bids to get it. Yep. Now you're not closing. You can't just take the car back either. You signed a contract to keep the car.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much going to be living in it, from there on in because that's your new house. I call it a house on wheels, because that's basically what it would be if it kills the deal. So, all right. So let's keep going. So there's predictions that I ask every week from every person that I meet with on what they think's going to happen. What's the crystal ball for 2024? I don't. Where are we heading? Every week I get a different answer. It pretty much seems to be an optimistic answer. All right, everybody seems a little bit, it's going to get better, but give me the truth deep down.
I think 2024 is going to be a great year. Interest rate went a little high around this time, but I think next year it's going to go down. We're going to have more clients pre-approved and clients that have been working throughout 2023 to get pre-approved. 2024 is going to be their year to buy a house.
And there's a huge backlog of people, right, that are approved.
Yeah.
And haven't been able to buy a house.
Yeah, there's clients that want to take a break because of the interest rate being so high.
And then once they go down,
they're going to purchase in 2024. And I believe interest rates going down in 2024.
Yeah, and what do you think the interest rates are going to go down to in 2024? What's that number?
I want to say 5.
5% would be huge. We would go crazy. At 5%.
I want to say 5%.
Okay. Inventory though then goes way down again.
Yeah, and then
though it's bad now.
Then you have bidding wars.
That's going to be
That's
even
what I'm
worse.
telling my clients now that don't want to buy 8%.
Right. Don't get into it. Right. And I think the newer realtors and the new loan officers that just got licensed, they're on the edge of a boom here. They don't even know it. You guys that are just getting in the business, you're on the edge of a boom. What I mean by that is because I've been through this in 2008 and 2001. You're at a real lull, right? Everything is like, you think the world's going to come to an end. And then you're like, maybe I should get out of the business, or maybe I shouldn't get licensed. All my friends are saying that real estate's not good right now, mortgages are not good. But, you get in at that time right before the boom because you know it's coming. Yeah. Because every realtor that I ask every week gives me a prediction that we're in for a big 2024 coming up, that these rates are going to come down and things are going to get crazy again, and you want to be on the edge of that.
Yeah.
So I think as you see more realtors and loan officers get out, because they're jumping out now, the people that are getting in at the worst market, or the people like you that are staying in the worst market, are going to reap the rewards, right? So you've seen a lot get out.
Yeah, I have. I don't know where I read it, but there was, I think it's PAR. They always give you like an update and send you newsletters, but a lot of people, what do you call it, hung their license, or
They're no longer renew their license.
they don't renew their license, or they just stop for some time. Like I guess this is not their year.
Well, how expensive is it to be a realtor right now? Right. I mean, you got to think about the fees.
There are a lot of fees.
You got to think about the gas. You drive around. Your lunches. You're going to wine and dine the clients.
You have to put out money before you make the money.
Right. So did you say spend money to make money? Did you say that?
Yeah.
I like that. I see what I mean. That's
But it's an investment.
It's an investment. You got to spend money to make money.
Yeah.
Right. You're just not going to go out and close 15 deals and not put $1 out. What kind of co-marketing are you doing? Are you doing Zillow and stuff like that right now? Are you doing Realtor.com?
No, I don't do Zillow or Realtor.com.
That's great.
I just co-host the first-time home buyer classes.
Okay.
I attend events. I mail out advertisements, like the Eagles calendar.
Okay.
Yearly calendars.
Those calendars work.
Yeah.
They do.
They remind my clients I'm their agent.
Right.
And I tell them, once I'm your agent,
Right.
you're stuck with me forever.
I had a loan officer, and I didn't do it because I don't know what I was doing, but he used to send the calendars out religiously, the Phillies, the Eagles, and the Flyers.
Yeah.
They got a lot of business from that. A lot. Because people like that. They put it on their refrigerator, and you think it's cheesy. You're like, the calendar's going to throw it out. They're not going to throw them out.
Yeah,
they're going to put them on the
it.
refrigerator, and then when they have to buy something, they're going to use them, right? And they're going to call you and say, hey, his name's on the refrigerator. My son wants to refi.
Yeah.
My brother wants to buy a house. It's not always them. It's somebody in their family or their friends or somebody or coworker or whatever, and they see you, and then they just give them your name.
Yeah, family will come over. They see you on the refrigerator. So.
Right. Oh, that's right, Alex. You're a loan officer. Oh, okay. Yeah, we were thinking of buying a house. All off of these calendars. So that's a big marketing tactic that I don't think a lot of people are using anymore. They got a little cheap and they think they're a little cheesy, but they're not.
I think a lot of people are going more towards the Zillow, Realtor.com.
Well, they want immediate
Facebook.
leads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want that bang for the buck right off the bat, but I don't think there's anything there right now.
But a lot of those leads are not qualified leads either.
No. Right. They're not good leads.
Yeah.
Which, if you're putting out thousands of dollars every month in advertising, you want to see it convert. You want to see it work. People don't have the money to put that they don't have the money to advertise in that fashion because I don't think they're seeing those immediate deals anymore. So I think Zillow is going to be on its way out, right? Zillow has their own mortgage company. They are the devil to us, right? We don't like Zillow. We right, but it is what it is, and they got a big market share of real estate, and so let them do what they're going to do.
What about Redfin?
Redfin. So I've heard things about Redfin recently that they're what's going on over there. You tell me.
I don't know. I didn't even know. It looks like they have their own real estate agents. And you have to call them to speak to the agent. I'm not a big fan of it.
See, I like this inside stuff, right? This is the inside stuff why I brought you on. So yeah, you're right. I mean, they're like referral agents, I guess, right?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Referral agent. Then you call the office, and you have to wait for someone to get back to you or approve your showing.
Yeah, I've been asking this, and I'll close out with it. Is that you've seen this buyer commission thing? All right. I'm being asked a lot about it, and I'm not even a realtor.
Yeah.
Right. So what's going on with this buyer commission thing? Like the buyer has to pay, where they're trying to pass these lawsuits from NAR that the buyer has to pay the buyer's agent's commission directly, that the listing agent or the seller, or I guess the seller, no longer has to pay both commissions, okay? Which is endangering possible buyer's agents or basically scaring them that they could be out of business. Am
I think
I
it
on the right
is.
track or no?
So yeah, you are on the right track. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of the buyers having to pay their percentage of the commission. I feel like a lot of clients are not going to be able to afford to pay their closing costs and commission at the same time.
Okay.
I think
So what happens then? I guess like where if they can't afford to pay the buyer's commission, you run into a situation of then will they even be able to buy a house? Because I guess they may not have enough money.
a lot of clients are not going to be able to buy a house if they have to pay the commission as well.
Right.
So I feel like there's going to be a decrease in buyers if they pass this law that they want to pass.
Right. Which I think could hurt.
I think it will hurt the market, actually. I don't know who came up with this suggestion, but
Right. I don't think anybody knows.
Maybe it was the sellers.
You know what it is? Somebody got upset, and they must have pressed it to say, why am I paying the buyer's agent when they're not doing anything for me,
Yeah.
the seller, right?
I've had clients tell me that too when I'm listing their homes for sale, and I'll list it with the 5% commission, and then at closing they're like, "Well, why are you paying the buyer's agent the 2.5%?" I'm like, "Because they found me the buyer." They're like, "Oh, but you did all the work." I'm like, "Well, we both did all the work."
Right. So you got to tell them
Yeah. So
what's going on.
it might be the sellers not actually understanding that it takes both of us to close this deal to get this house sold.
It's true because they're bringing the buyer,
Yeah.
and you're keeping it together by, doing the seller's part and getting it to closing.
If by luck I get the buyer, that's great. I keep the whole
You do the whole
commission.
thing.
But if someone else is bringing me the buyer, that's great as well. We're
Right.
closing a deal.
You don't care either way.
No, I don't care either way.
Right. See, that's the kind of things that we like here, right? That it doesn't matter, right? Some people looking too much into this,
Yeah.
right? They get
Yeah, I know some
crazy.
people get upset and they
They look too much into it.
get very
Yeah, it's
emotional about it.
Yeah, emotional, right? And I think you can't worry. You just do your job. See, this is the thing. People get so wrapped up with, this is going on and that's going on, and then the rates are on the. You just got to put your blinders on and do your job.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't worry about what's going on. Just do your job and keep going. And block that stuff out. If I cared about what happened in 2008 because the Lehman Brothers went out of business because of, they did all bad loans and subprime, I would have been in the business 15 years ago. I mean, they just put your blinders on and you keep going. And that's why I'm here 15 years later. I mean, that's what it's about. So what's going on in 2024? Did we get a team? Do you build a team under you? Does Stephanie stay solo? Does she become another force? Maybe. Well, who knows? What's the goal?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it.
I put her on the spot here. She can say. Isn't this every agent's dream, right? To
have a team,
to build to a certain status, and then they get the team, and they start to mentor, and I guess all that other stuff.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to build on it. Building on my real estate career, I've actually thought of opening a real estate school more than becoming a broker. I did at first. I thought that was my ultimate goal. Like, I want to be a real estate agent, then I want to become a broker. But there's a lot more behind being a broker, and it involves more laws, regulation, insurances.
A lot more stress.
Yeah, it just seems more stressful. And
sometimes it's not worth being the big boss.
No, not for me.
Right.
I don't think it is.
I hear you.
I don't feel like even as an agent, like a lot of people say, well, it's a stressful job, but yeah, there's times when it becomes a little stressful, but I don't feel stressed out about it. And I think as a broker, I'll probably be stressed out.
Right. So maybe a couple people, just a mentor under you.
Yeah.
You could do that.
I could do maybe like a mentorship, open a school, and help other people get their real estate license.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's what we don't have. Not that we don't have people helping people in this business, because I've ran into a lot of people that are really nice that help people. But I think once you get to a certain volume, you don't want to be bothered. You start to get more jaded in your own ways, and you just want to do your own business, and you want to close your own deals, and you don't want to deal with having the problems of a team, or problems of being the broker, or all that.
Yeah.
But I think you can't do this forever, go 100 miles an hour like me and you do.
Yeah.
Right? One day we're going to crash.
Yeah.
Right? It's coming a lot sooner for me than you. But it is going to happen, and you're going to get tired. Right? And then you're going to say, okay, well, who can I lean on to continue my business for me?
Yeah. You have to invest the business you have now where it's business that's going to keep going without us going 100 miles per hour.
Right. Right. Because it is 100 miles per hour. Do you agree? Or I'm sure.
That's how we feel. Yeah.
Having an assistant. Can you get an assistant? Do you need one of those yet? Like when do you say that I'm going to get an assistant now? That's a tough one.
Honestly, this year has really made me think of getting an assistant.
Okay.
And I tried to show someone, but it wasn't working out. So I feel like they have to have a real estate background. And there's certain stuff. So I have a 14-year-old daughter. So there's certain things
you can always trust
that
your
I
own
can
daughter,
have her. I train
right?
her. I train her and have her do.
Does she want to do it?
No, she tells me she doesn't want to be a real estate agent.
Yeah, my kids say the same. They're like, Dad, I'll never be a loan officer. I don't know how you do that. And no, I'm not taking over your business. I said, even if I handed you, let's say a $20 million a year business, $20 million, which is crazy numbers, right? You wouldn't want to take it? No, I don't want anything to do with real estate. Nothing. I don't understand it. Is it that bad?
I don't know.
From the kids' eyes, I guess they
From
see
their
what
point
we
of view,
do.
they think it's horrible.
Right.
Or when she tags along with me to go look at houses, she's like, "Oh, one more." I'm like, "Yeah, just one more room."
Yeah, right. How much business should you be doing before you get an assistant?
I think if you're closing at least 3 deals or more a month,
it's
time for
an
assistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what has helped me? I think not really needed an assistant at the moment. It's the team you work with, like the title company.
Okay.
That's why I said I love closing my deals with City Abstract, because the girls are on top of everything, which helps me.
Do you use a transaction coordinator or no? That you're like a
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I've done
do it on your own.
Yeah.
That's great.
A lot of people ask me, "Well, send me your conveyancer." I'm my own conveyancer. Yeah.
Right. That's great.
And I think it's because I'm so particular. Like, I like to make sure that everything's done. That even if I had a conveyancer, I'll probably be behind her,
right,
making
doing
sure
her
she
work
did
for
what
her.
she was doing.
You're a control freak.
Yeah.
That's what happens, right? I mean, that's the truth. In real estate, I'm the same way. Like, I want to do everything on my own. That's a problem.
It would drive me crazy. Like, was it done? I don't know if it was done. So.
Right. And it's your name on the line.
Yeah.
It's your reputation. If the deal goes bad or the client doesn't want to work with you anymore, then it's reflective on you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, well, we got a lot of information here. Let me tell you, Stephanie is one that I think you really need to talk to. Okay, she's genuine. She's you could tell that she's not sales. She's not in it for just another deal. You know, she's got a lot of reviews. If you check her out online, her name is known, right? Her reputation on the street is good, as hardworking. So I think that if you could find a realtor like this in the Philly market or even outside of the Philly market, but I think her primary goal is the Northeast and in that area, you got to go with someone who's local, right? I pitch local every week. People are starting to get sick of it. Because they say, all you talk about is being with a local lender and a local realtor. And, you got to go local, right? Because you end up with a person like her or like me who know the area, who you can trust, get the deal done, or at least, keep your people happy. So I appreciate you being on, too. I think you did a great job. And
thank you.
I think you got to keep rolling. And, who knows? Maybe I'll go on her show next. You never know down the road. So I'm excited. And listen, every Wednesday, 9 a.m., you got to tune in, right? You got to subscribe because that's the only way you can watch these shows. So please check us out. Tell your friends and family to subscribe and look for our show coming up this week. And I'll see you next week. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me.